Peter Pan, the boy who never grew up. On a calm night in London, when the streets were quiet and the stars hung low over the rooftops, Wendy Darling lay awake in her bed. She was at an age where childhood still held her hand, but growing up was already whispering her name. Her parents said it was time for her to stop believing in fairy tales, but Wendy wasn't ready to let them go. As the clock ticked softly, a sudden breeze moved the curtains. A shadow leaped across the wall, quick, playful, alive. Then, without warning, a boy flew into the room as easily as a bird through the sky. He had a bright smile, sharp eyes, and clothes made of leaves. Behind him hovered a tiny, glowing fairy, buzzing with emotion. "I'm Peter Pan," the boy said proudly. "I never grow up." The fairy was Tinker Bell, and though she couldn't speak in words, her bell-like voice filled the room with feeling. Peter explained that he had lost his shadow and had come back to find it. Wendy helped him sew it back on, and Peter was amazed. "You're clever," he said. "You should come with me."
Wendy, look at the
"Where?"
pixie dust.
asked
Wow,
Wendy.
pixie dust.
"To Neverland." Neverland was a place beyond time, a world built from imagination. With fairy
Ready for
dust
some
sprinkled
magic?
through the air,
Wow,
Wendy and her
right,
brothers,
higher we go.
John and Michael,
This is the
learned to fly. They soared out of the nursery window,
Come on, Wendy,
over
John,
London's
Mike,
sleeping
wow,
streets,
to
past the
Neverland.
stars, and into another world entirely.
Come on, everyone, to the
Neverland
second star.
was
It's so
wild and beautiful.
Whee, this is fun.
Forests
Yeah.
whispered secrets, lagoons shimmered under moonlight, and danger hid behind every tree. Pirates sailed at seas, mermaids
The
guarded
water's
their
alive
waters,
tonight.
and
It's-
fairies ruled
Let's
the
fly.
night.
I'm right behind
Peter Pan
Everyone's
was
here.
the
This is
hero
gonna
of
be
this
great.
land.
Yeah, I
He
can't
led
wait.
the
It's gonna
Lost
be so
Boys,
much fun.
children who
Let's
had fallen
go.
out of the world and never found their way home. They adored Peter, who fought bravely, laughed loudly, and feared nothing.
And then the
Wendy
brave
stayed
explorers
with
found a
them,
hidden
telling
cave filled with
stories at
sparkling
night and
treasures.
caring for
Wow,
them
Wendy,
like a
what happened
mother.
next?
They were amazed.
At first, it felt like a game, but slowly she began to notice something unsettling. Peter never remembered yesterday. Every adventure was new to him, even if it happened before. He lived only in the moment. The greatest danger in Neverland was Captain Hook. Hook was the feared leader of the pirates, a tall and elegant man with a hook instead of a hand. Years ago, Peter Pan had cut it off and fed it to a crocodile that swallowed a ticking clock. Ever since, the sound of ticking followed Hook everywhere, reminding him that time would eventually catch him. Hater hated Peter Pan more than
Too
anything.
slow, old codfish.
Again and again, Hook tried to trap Peter, but Peter escaped every time, laughing as if it were all a game. Peter didn't understand fear or responsibility. He won battles, but never thought about consequences. Tinker Bell,
Peter!
deeply in love with
wait.
Peter,
Oh,
grew
Peter,
jealous
she's
of Wendy.
leaving.
She
Tink,
saw
come
Wendy
back.
as a threat, someone who took Peter's attention. In a moment of anger, Tinker Bell tricked the Lost Boys into attacking Wendy. Wendy survived, but the magic of Neverland felt darker after that. Soon after, Captain Hook finally succeeded.
So rough.
He poisoned Peter's medicine and kidnapped Wendy, John, Michael, and the Lost Boys, taking them aboard his ship, the Jolly Roger. Tinker Bell drank
is
the
that?
poison
It's a
herself to
secret.
save Peter,
could be
her
dangerous.
light
It's
fading
fine,
as she
Peter.
fell. Peter panicked for the first time. He begged anyone watching, anyone who
Whoa,
believed
this
in
is
fairies,
incredible.
to clap
It's
their
getting
hands.
brighter. I
And
can feel
belief
its magic.
saved her. Tinker Bell
Tinker,
glowed
glowing so
again,
brightly.
alive because
Follow
someone
me, Peter.
still
I
believed.
will. Lead the way.
Filled with
Come on,
determination,
Tink, to the
Peter
ship.
attacked the
Right
pirate
behind you,
ship.
Peter.
The
Let's see
battle
what
was
they're up to.
fierce. Swords clashed, cannons thundered, and the sea watched silently. In the end, Peter
Having fun,
defeated
Hook?
Captain Hook,
Man, you
who
codfish.
fell into the ocean,
Not so
chased
fast,
once
Croc.
more by the
Unhand
ticking
me, boy.
crocodile. Neverland was safe again. But Wendy felt heavy with sadness. she realized that nothing in Neverland ever truly changed. Peter would always be a boy. He would forget her one day, just as he forgot everything else. Adventure without memory felt empty.
Peter, are you
"I
sure
have
this
to
is
go
the right
home,"
way?
Wendy
course.
said softly. Peter didn't understand. Growing up seemed like a terrible fate to him. He offered her endless adventures, but no future. So Wendy chose reality. Peter returned the children to London, flying them back to the nursery window as if no time had passed. Their parents welcomed them with tears and open arms. Peter stayed outside, watching. Years passed. Wendy grew
Hello,
up.
ready for an
She
adventure?
married, had children, and
Wow,
told
is
them
it really
stories of
you?
a boy
It
who
is.
could
Come
fly.
on.
One night, Peter returned, but he hadn't changed at all. Wendy was old to him now,
Hello,
someone he
I've come to
barely
visit.
recognized.
Peter Pan,
But
is it
Wendy's
really
daughter
you?
listened
It is,
with
dear.
wonder.
Go on.
And once again, Peter Pan opened the window. Because as long as children
Look,
believe,
second star to the right.
Neverland
Wow,
will never
is that
disappear,
Neverland?
It
and
is. Ready
Peter
to fly?
Pan
Yes.
will never grow up.